Hello and welcome to this video on Solidity programming, the very fundamental basic introduction. And in this series you will find more and more videos coming up wherein we will be adding all the features of the Solidity programming language and how you make use of it. And as I mentioned previously, Solidity is not a difficult language, it's a pretty simple language. Okay, so if you look at it, if you see what Solidity is, it's basically a high-level language which is used to develop smart contracts which run on the Ethereum virtual machine. Okay, so what is this Ethereum virtual machine? So you might have heard that if you're working with Java, you have where do you run your programs in Java? You run it on top of a Java virtual machine. So the virtual machine is the runtime environment in which the programs of that particular language actually run on. So as far as the Solidity smart contracts are concerned, they are primarily designed for running on Ethereum virtual machine. The Ethereum blockchain network provides you with a Ethereum virtual machine as the runtime environment in which the smart contracts will actually run. This language is object oriented, it is strongly typed, and also allows variadic returns. What variadic returns means that generally if you are coming from most of the programming languages background, you will find that if you write a function returns a single value. However, Solidity is designed in such a way that instead of one single return value, you can actually return multiple return values also. That's what is called as variadic return. Okay, and the inspiration of this language has been from a lot of languages like C, C++, Java, and particularly C++. So if you're coming from any of the background, like if you already know C, C++, Java or JavaScript, you almost know most of the syntax. Okay, so the statements are pretty simple, very similar to those. So the learning curve is not steep at all. You'll be very easily able to understand this. So we talked about smart contract. Now the question is, what exactly is this smart contract? So the smart contract is nothing but a computer program just like any other programming language. Okay, it's just that it is meant to run on top of a blockchain, not in computer memory like normally programming languages do. Okay, and why do you call this a smart contract? So as you can see here, this is the definition that I picked up from Wikipedia. Okay, it's pretty complete. Okay, so it's essentially a computer program or a transaction protocol which is intended to automatically execute when certain conditions are met. Okay, that's what a smart contract is. And essentially, just like why we call this a smart contract, because it is just like legal contract. So you have some legal contract wherein there are certain set of rules to be met by the signing parties. So likewise, a smart contract is also similar to that only. So it has got a set of rules which need to be met, right, and which need to be honored. Okay, and of course in the second paragraph here you see that what the objective is, that the reduction of need for trusted intermediators, arbitration costs and fraud losses, and so on and so forth. I will explain you these concepts in the upcoming videos. Okay, now the smart contracts are commonly associated with cryptocurrencies. The smart contracts introduced by Ethereum are generally considered as a fundamental building block for what is called as decentralized finance, which is also in short called as DeFi, and also NFT applications. We will talk about decentralized finance and NFT, which is nothing but non-fungible tokens, a little later in the course. Okay, so let's proceed. So if you look at it, there are multiple development environments which are available which you can actually utilize. Okay, one of them is Remix, the other is the Hard Hat. Okay, now we are going to start our journey with Remix because it's an online IDE. You don't need to install anything. It already has everything built in for you. Okay, and you can start writing code in it. The only thing is, do make a copy and paste it elsewhere on your local machine because it's online. So what will happen is, in case if the Remix IDE closes down, there's a possibility that you might lose the code that you have written. Okay, so that is the only thing that you have to keep in mind. Hard hat, on the other hand, it's a complete development environment which allows you to develop your smart contracts and also test them out on your local machine. Okay, so there are debugging tools and development deployment tools available which make the development and testing of the smart contracts pretty easy. So if you look at it, let me show you. See, this is how the Remix IDE looks in your web browser. Okay, and this is what we are going to start with, right? So how does the smart contract look like? So this is, you see, a simple smart contract which is returning welcome to Ethereum, that's all. So you have the contract and you have this Pragma Solidity. I will explain all of these in the upcoming videos. So basically, if you look at it, this code looks very similar to a C++ class or a Java class, something similar to that. Okay, and it's very easy to understand and make use of. Okay, so in the upcoming video we are going to start working on the Remix IDE. Welcome to the course. Bye bye.